AI is not a new thing. It's been around for 50 years or so. But over time, it's gotten easier for companies to use it. And I think over time as well, the applications of AI have become more applicable to many different types of industries and also different departments within companies. So what I see is a transformation that's taking shape because of the ease of use of AI, how easy it is to employ people. And then naturally, use cases build on each other. They drive imagination, and then people copy other people, essentially. So I've seen companies transform in ways such as generating new revenue streams. So new services that they've never had before, now powered by AI, a new thing that they can offer to clients and charge for. So that's a transformation in how companies generate revenue, essentially. I've seen AI change in the way the company culture also looks and feels as well. So, if you don't have AI or technology as front and center as your company's DNA, then, that doesn't do a lot of things. But over time, as companies realize the power of AI, they've started embedding that into their top priorities. So priorities at board level, priorities as a company objective-wide release as well. So I've seen transformations from a cultural point of view. I've also seen transformations in terms of, employee satisfaction, client experience. So clients getting better services, better experiences, more personalized experiences because of AI and, AI suggestions and things like that. And then I've seen employees also, not having to crunch enormous numbers, not having to do analytics on data sets that no human can remember. So just augmenting their day-to-day work, so they have to do less repetitive, volumetric type tasks. And I think overall, in terms of savings as well, a lot of companies have used AI to make processes more efficient. So for instance, in banks, I've seen a lot of companies using AI to prevent fraud. So for instance, for payments, so if a payment comes in an abnormal amount to previous payments, the AI can pick up on that and any kind of, abnormal patterns being used. So I've seen processes internally improving and also the cost of operations improving as well because of less errors and things like that. So, I think AI today, for people who understand it better and who have an open mind towards it, it can be transformative in many areas of a company. So again, from culture, client experience, new revenue streams, and also, making sure that the company saves money as well. So yeah, very transformative, I would say, but it needs to be just like any other tool. If you give a spanner to a mechanic or to somebody who has no clue what they're doing, the mechanic is going to be able to do a lot better job at it. So, all of that is possible, but making sure that you have the right people and the right support behind it. AI can be very transformative. So ethics and AI is an enormous topic. There are people who specialize just in this, and there are companies that specialize just in this because it is such an important topic. I would say that it's very important for a company to continuously question, if they're building an AI system, it doesn't have bias. Is it going to cause any regulatory issues for them? Are they going to break any laws, such as copyright laws, which is so popular now with the topic of generative AI? And I think also it's important that companies understand their moral point of view in terms of where they stand in the world. Are they a company that's just for profit, or is it a company that's trying to do good in the world as well? And the AI systems that they build, which would be so integral to their operations, has to reflect their values as well. So little things like, if you use an AI system to help select candidates for first-round interviews, making sure that your AI system is not replicating internal bias. So for instance, if that company only hires white males with blue eyes and a certain height or whatever it may be, you don't want the AI system to continue that bias into the selection process as well. You want AI to bring a more balanced viewpoint. So I would say, it's very important to hire specific help for ethics. Make sure that you have a paper, you have a team of people who are thinking about ethics when it comes to AI, and really any system. But I think AI is, really, really prevalent in that area. You got to really look into this topic. And I think you got to make sure that, everything that you do with AI, still fits within your moral ground, your ethics ground that you had previously before AI existed. It's a little bit like, when you see in movies, when people have a lot of money or when the bad guy gets that ultimate, weapon, is he going to go around killing people, or is he, is that person going to maintain the same? a little bit like the mask, right? When he puts the mask on, becomes a different person. So AI can be a very powerful mask. So you got to make sure that, when you have this power, you still have the wisdom to maintain, your ethical high point and make sure that you're doing things in the right way. And that power doesn't change who you are as a company. You still, do good with it as well. So with great power comes great responsibility. It's the same thing with AI. Integrating AI into your daily operations is really about culture. It's about planning. It's about governance. Every AI team, every implementation of a new technology, especially as powerful as AI, needs to have a strategy behind it. You can't just start using it and then going crazy and then pay huge bills. You've got to, again, work from an opportunity point of view, involve everyone, make sure that you're starting to build the culture up from understanding of AI, and then take that into a structured point of view where there's a team of people that play with it, show others the art of the possible, and then a select group of people who understand the company really well are the ones who decide if those ideas should be scaled or not. So I think it's, there are very clear steps in terms of structure, governance, strategy. All of these come into play when trying to implement AI into operations. And that's the heart of the machine of any company. So again, is the outcome to make more revenue? Is it to provide better experience for customers? Is it to save costs in the company? That strategy has to be well defined ahead of time. And then those committees, those structures around governance, around AI, they have to mimic and make sure that those objectives come to fruition. So very important to have that structure and that thought process prior to using AI. So I pride myself on being, I hope, the world's most practical speaker. So I have been doing this for nearly 20 years. I've ran some of the world's largest AI programs and transformation programs in banks, healthcare companies, insurance companies. So I really understand this topic really well. And what I want out of every speech is, as soon as my speech finishes and the person leaves the room, they leave with a very clear set of guidelines and steps that they could follow as soon as they leave the door. It's something they can talk to their boss about, something that they could implement themselves. So I always leave very pragmatic next steps. Every speech that I have, I think I've never seen another speaker do that. Again, it's about bringing value, right? So I'm not here as a speaker to inspire you to the point where I tell you a fantastic story, you tell your grandchildren. Hopefully that's one of the aims as well. But my ultimate aim is, what can you do as soon as you leave the room? How can I provide value to you so that half an hour or that hour that you watch me speak was worth at least tens of thousands of hours in terms of help that you would have had to get from somewhere else, or knowledge you would have had to get from somewhere else as well. So it's all about value for me. As soon as you leave that room, you have very clear steps on what to do next. And that's what I think I achieve in every speech. And that's the kind of feedback that I get as well. So I'll continue doing that until I can't speak anymore.